We will be covering basic instruments to use, Lofi sound effects, and a video tutorial on making Lofi music. Now that we have created the jazzy Lofi music loop, the next step is creating some dusty, old-school sounding drums. Similar to a jazzy Lofi music loop, we are going to start by creating a traditional hip-hop drum loop, and then we are going to add effects to it so it is Lofi. Now that we have a simple, yet effective, hip-hop drum loop, we can start adding a little bit of grit in the form of a Lofi. The additions will provide a full, rounded sound for the kick and snare before we obliterate it with some additional Lofi effects. For the making, we are going to be using our software called Captain Chords, since it comes loaded with drum presets that are ideal for this style, as well as lots of drum patterns that can make the production take place within minutes. Here are some simple insights showing how to create a lo-fi beat you can use as the basis of your own tracks. A lot of the time, Lofi beats are built around actual instruments, so you might want to try and find a good piano, guitar, or horns preset to start with. When making Lofi beats, you generally do not want things to sound perfectly in tune, so you can automate your pitch wheel or add a plugin that does that work for you. Lofi music can be in any key, major or minor, although you may consider using non-diatonic chords to make the progressions and melodies a little more interesting. In Lofi music, melodies are usually blended with harmonies using the notes of the chord. Another major feature of Lofi music is that there are no higher frequencies in samples and percussive instruments. Most Lofi hip-hop beats contain piano, electric piano, and ambient synth sounds. Lofi music is a unique genre which utilizes Lofi sounds, drawing many inspirations from old-school hip-hop music and boom bap. In hip-hop music, artists typically feature the sound of a boom bap, heavy bass, drums, and simplistic synth melodies, and artists of Lofi hip-hop seek to emulate that sound. One of the biggest things in Lofi hip-hop is having an effect that makes your music sound Lofi. To turn a song into Lofi, you use specific effects that will lend an aesthetic to it that is older recorded. Try slightly deselecting the tuning of instruments through the DAW. This will make your tune instantly Lofi. Since older recordings, or vinyls generally, are not always at exactly the same speed, you may need to rewarp the sample in your DAW at a later point to allow it to be looped smoothly. Playing your original tune on top of the loop created using samples is a good way to give the beat your own signature. Whether you are making up your chord progression and dropping it into the sound, or using a melodic loop from a sample pack, there is a ton of creativity that can be done. We will be covering basic instruments to use, Lofi sound effects, and a video tutorial on making Lofi.